Sorry I haven't been out in a few days, like I said, between work. But the one day I had to work a little later, and yesterday I was just pretty sick. I'm still not feeling great today. It's just, I think it's the heat, you know, it's been miserable. And anyways, my name is Nick. Anybody who doesn't know, I'm homeless. Type 1 diabetic. I live in my van here in Sarasota, Florida. You know, we do these videos just to chat and kind of bring you guys along with my experience and what's happening, and then also hear from you guys if you guys want. The chat's open for everybody. And let me turn this down on my tablet, so I like to watch it on my tablet too, so I can see the chat, because I can't see it on the phone because my eyes have just been so horrible lately because of my diabetes. So if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you please like, share, and subscribe. That helps. So it's been a little bit slower with work. Still working, but it's just been slower. But I'm getting by. Biggest thing is I have my insurance coming up, and I don't know how I'm going to pay my insurance again. But I still got, I've got about a week left on that. So the people at the farm want me to paint their cabinets, and if I can lock that in this week, I think I should be able to afford the insurance. So it takes a bit of time to do cabinets because they're a little bit more, a lot of prep work on them. You got to sand them all, then you've got to prime them all, and you've got to paint them all. You've got to, take off the hardware, re-put on the hardware, make sure you number the doors, yada yada yada. So it's a lot of work. So hopefully this week will be, if I get that, if I'm doing their cabinets and all that, then they have quite a bit. So it'll take a little bit of time. I'll do some before and after pictures too, and I'll put them up here. I have some tiles to put in tomorrow. It's like an hour's worth of work down at the research facility. They have a drop ceiling, so I've been replacing them, but we had to replace them with the wrong ones, and then they were like, we don't like that, so they got the right ones. So I'm gonna go do that tomorrow. I might have a few hours at the high rise tomorrow too, helping that lady move. She's a very nice lady. It'd be nice to work with her again. So that'll be, a little bit of food money there. But like I said, hopefully those cabinets come through. That'll help with the insurance and food, of course. Just working it day by day from there, It's been very, very, very hot. I took a nap today, and I woke up and the whole bed was just completely soaked because I was sweating so bad. I woke up because I was sweating so bad, and my body was like dehydrating and twitching and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I was going through severe dehydration earlier again, which is a worry because that's why I was in the hospital last week, was because dehydration from the diabetes. And then along with that, you have the heat, and it's been like 86 degrees, but when you're in a metal box, it's over 100 degrees in this van, and it's just hot. Unless you're parked into the shade, and I just don't have the fuel to be driving around right now. So right now I'm actually parked at Wawa's. What we're looking at right now, the view is the funeral home across the street. Sorry, that's all I got. The van's a mess. I'm a mess. I'm just disgusting. I haven't showered in a month, or been able to do laundry yet, so it's just gross, and I don't like to be on camera that much. Because of that, because it's just, I feel horrible about myself and my hygiene lately, and hopefully I'm praying that I just need 1 full week. If I can have 1 full week of work, I can be able to shower, I can get, go to the truck stop and pay for a shower. I can go do laundry. I can do all these things, but I just need a solid week where I'm, I can't, not eat. And that's what I make just enough right now just to eat. And every day, and it's expensive. Some people don't understand how expensive it is being homeless, but it is. You don't have a stove, so you have to buy pre-made foods, and I don't have assistance and all that. So everything I do is I'm going, I make my posts, I go up and I go to work as soon as I get any jobs, and I've got to do it that way. But eating on the road is way more expensive than eating at home, because I can't just go buy some hamburger meat or some chicken and some rice and make good meals that I should be eating. With being a diabetic, I'm eating not fast food but gas station food, and it's very expensive at a gas station. First of all, it's a convenience store, so they make you pay for your convenience. So it costs $25-$35 a day just to semi eat okay. And if I was to be in a home, that money would be able to go for groceries, and that price would of course go down. And then of course, you know, like you have things like laundry and showers. Like if I want to go take a shower, I got to pay $10. I don't have an extra $10. You know, I haven't had an extra $10. I've used everything I can possibly just so I can eat. Some days I don't eat. Most days I do lately. There's still, you know, but it's like once a day, you know, once or twice a day max. I'm supposed to have, you know, 4 or 5 meals a day because I'm supposed to have smaller meals. I can't do that. So it's getting me a lot sicker. Luckily, I do have plenty of insulin now. That's a blessing. I was really worried for a while. I'm keeping it in this little Whole Foods, you know, grocery bag that has, you know, it's like a cooler bag, not just like a regular bag. So I'm hoping that keeps it from spoiling this time, because that's what happened last time, is it got too hot in the van. And that's another thing with being a diabetic and being homeless. You have to worry about your insulin getting spoiled, and it's very hot in Florida. And we're just getting started. We're not even in summer yet, you know. They have some of the best winters and falls, but you know, summer and spring are hot. And it's, I mean, it's hot year round really, but until you get the little cold fronts that come through, but those don't even last that long. You know, especially being, you know, further down south in Florida. If you're up in the Panhandle, it gets pretty cold. But here it's much warmer. Which I'd rather be hot than being frozen, you know. So I'm okay with the heat. It just makes me feel horrible sometimes. It's a hard thing to do, to sit in a box that's being baked by the sun all day. And especially when you're diabetic, you're always, you know, not feeling good. You're tired. You're, you know, especially when you can't take care of yourself. You can be a perfectly functioning, you know, type 1 diabetic if you're taking care of yourself. But there's no possible way that I can afford to take care of myself right now. So, you know, I have to do what I have to do, and just to try to make it, and I will make it. And that's you know, my goals is to get up every day and find new work and find new ways, and eventually, you know, save up for that boat. And I'm going to be on that boat, and we're going to do live sunset videos every night and just talk, you know. That's my plan, because, you know, that's, you know, it's going to be the cheapest way. First of all, I can get a boat for, like I said, I think right about $5,000, and that's only, you know, first, last, and security pretty much in an apartment here. So if I go get a boat, I pay that money, then I don't have rent anymore, and then I don't have to worry about things like this before. And plus, I lived on a boat for a long time anyways, and I loved it. It's just me. I don't plan on, you know, caring about anybody else anytime soon. I just want to focus on my life, get my boat, rebuild my company. Those who don't know, I used to own Good Riddance Trunk Removal in Cocoa, Florida. I did very good for myself for a very long time. Then I got sick with type 1 diabetes, lost my truck because I couldn't flip payments because I was getting sick so much. The company had to slow down because of it, and you know, it just trickled down, and it's been 1.5 years now, and I'm finally starting to, you know, get myself to where I'm able to work again and able to semi-function and find work, and hopefully start saving eventually soon. But you know, if I could just stop getting sick, it'd be great. And but it's hard when you can't take care of yourself. You know, diabetes is very unforgiving on a lot of your organs. So when you're not, you know, when you're not in your prime, and you're not, you know, eating the right amount of carbs, and, you know, taking in too much sugar, or not having enough sugar, and you know, there's all these other things that you have to worry about. So it's kind of crazy a little bit, and it makes it hard. You know, but all I can do is figure it out. And I'm trying, and it's been a long process, and it's going to be a long process. You know, I'm hoping by August to be out on the water, and I'm praying that things will pick up, and I'm going to continue trying, and I'm not going to give up, because, you know, if I give up, I die, and that's literally the truth of this, you know, unfortunately. Why is my phone overheating already? Hopefully it's not affecting the stream too much. It looks like it's a little laggy. I'm going to close that out just because it's, hopefully it'll clear the lag up a little bit. Hold on. Alright, anyways, I'm going to make this probably a shorter, like, you know, 10 or 15 minute video today, just because my phone's already overheating and it's being laggy a little bit, and that's just going to, you know, be hard on the stream. It's very hot in this fan. The sun's not even shining anywhere near the phone, and it's overheating, so it's that hot. Just sitting inside of this fan, it's overheating, and it's pretty crappy. everything. But if you guys are just tuning in, please make sure you hit that like button for me. Share, subscribe, do anything you can. It helps bring more people here. Like I said, I'm going to do this every day I can until we get on the boat, and then we're going to work on our sunset videos from the boat. And I appreciate you guys coming along through the journey with me. It's been a very hard journey, and it's, you know, it's a long process. It's not just, you know, you get a job and it's done. You know, it's you try to work through these many jobs I'm getting. You try to do everything you possibly can, and eventually it'll happen. But I don't have a family. I don't have friends to, you know, go crash at, or a family I can go stay with, or things like this. I don't have people who check in on me. I don't have anybody. So I do these because you guys are my people, and I appreciate just, you know, just the mental support that you guys actually take time out of your day to care about my story. It means a lot to me, and I'm going to continue going through this path and my journey in life, and seeing what the good Lord has in store for me. You know, all I can do is continue to try and continue to hope that things will get better, and understand that every step I take is just a day closer to me being where I need to be. And I'll get there. And man, why is it? It's like really overheating. My phone is boiling hot. That's horrible. I don't get it. It's so hot in the van, though. Like I said, I took a nap, and the bed was literally drenched in sweat. I have a air mattress, you know, has that little fabric over it. The fabric was just completely soaked through. It was like it had my whole body print of sweat. And I'm not a huge sweater, but oh my God, that was just horrible. I think that's the most I've ever sweated. I've never woke up like just in a bed full of sweat. And it was like a lot. It was gross. It was pretty gross. I really need to wash the bed. But one thing, I can't even wash myself or my laundry, so I don't know. But anyways, like I said, the phone's overheating, so I'm probably just going to go ahead and close it out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you wish to support the channel, the links are scrolling below in the little QRL code or in the description. It's not expected, but it is appreciated. It does help me move along. Trying to use everything we get on there to save for a boat or emergency food fund. That's all I have right now. So anyways, I'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully it won't be so hot, and I can park under the shade. Today I'm sitting at Wawa, so I can't really move right now until tomorrow, so I work. And then I'll be going down to the park, so maybe I'll do a live underneath the shade, because it helps a little bit, where the sun's not beaming in on this van, and it's just like I said, it's a metal block, so it gets so hot. But I appreciate everybody taking their time out on our Saturday to watch, and I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and thank you. Have a wonderful night.